Okay. Good day, bonjour, bonsoir, et bienvenue. Comment allez-vous? All right, so this is the last video I'm making. All right, so we're going to be looking at les pronoms relatifs. Les pronoms relatifs, relative pronouns. So yeah, so a lot of English people find it very difficult using relative pronouns in French. This is because we have more relative pronouns in French, and they kind of have this kind of rules. And if you don't understand, and again, some people don't even understand how they work in English. So coming into French, it becomes a bit complicated for them. So I hope that this video is going to explain everything you need to know about relative pronouns. Okay, but this has to do with your level. If you are still in A1, A2, you won't understand much, but if you're in B1, you will definitely understand everything. And maybe A2 may understand a part, but A1, not so sure, but you can still try watching the video, you may get something. Or you could save it for the future. All right, let's begin. So what are the relative pronouns we have in French? What are the relative pronouns we have in French? So, les pronoms relatifs qui code donc eux. So there are 4 of them. Qui code donc eux. So when do you use them? You can't just wake up and use anyone and say, there are 4, so I can use that. No. You can't just use as you like. First, what is a relative pronoun? So you need to understand this first. This will help you know. This will help you understand the Okay, understanding its use could actually aid your understanding of how to use them in French and then in English. Ok, le pronom relatif permet de relier au moins 2 phrases entre elles en évitant la répétition. Autrement dit, c'est un pronom qui permet de relier 2 phrases simples entre elles pour créer une phrase complexe. This simply means that the relative pronoun, like it says relative pronouns. So they are pronouns and they help to join at least 2 sentences, 2 simple sentences. Don't be complex, no. They help to join 2 simple sentences to make them complex. Yes, the aim is to avoid repetition. Don't forget, what is the work of a pronoun? The pronoun replaces a noun to avoid repetition. So you don't keep repeating the noun. It's going to sound somehow. So that's what the relative pronoun, that's its job. Okay, now let's go further to know. We've seen the 4 relative pronouns in French. Kiko, donc, ou. All right. What do they do? Qui sert à remplacer un sujet? Qui replaces the subject of a sentence? Que c'est à remplacer un complément d'objet direct. So, que replaces the direct object complement. Donc, c'est à remplacer un complément d'objet indirect, un complément de nom, un complément d'adjectif ou un complément d'agent. So don't worry, we're going to go into that in detail. So what donc does, it replaces indirect complement. So indirect complement is what it does. So we'll discuss that closely. Ou c'est à remplacer un complément de lieu ou un complément de temps. So ou replaces a complement of place or time. Okay, so let's write. So we'll begin with the first one. Qui replaces a subject, que ce soit une personne, un animal, ou une chose. So it's not limited to replacing a person. It can also replace an animal. It can replace a thing. So it can be used with all nouns. Okay? Yeah, it can be used with all nouns. This pronoun can be used with all nouns to replace all nouns. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring 2 simple sentences, try to explain, and then we'll form a complex sentence. All right, let's go. The first one, nous avons un ami. Nous avons. Okay, nous avons un ami. Cet ami a une maison secondaire en Espagne. Nous avons un ami. We have ami in that sentence. Cet ami a une maison secondaire en Espagne. So we have ami again in that sentence. So now, what is the work of the relative pronoun? It's been used to avoid repetition. So it replaces a noun to avoid repetition. So now we have two nouns. We have a noun that has been replaced, that has been repeated twice in these two sentences. So in the first sentence, you have ami, second sentence, you have ami. So look at the ami in the second sentence. What is its function in that sentence? Look at where it's placed. What is its function in that sentence? So cet ami here acts as the subject of that sentence. So therefore, the best relative pronoun to use in replacing ami is going to be qui, because qui replaces the subject of the sentence. So ami will be replaced with qui. Then we can now say nous avons un ami qui a une maison secondaire en Espagne. Ça va? We now have a complex sentence by joining those two sentences. All right? So let's move. J'achète un ordinateur. Cet ordinateur a un écran tactile. J'achète un ordinateur. One. Ordinateur a un écran tactile. Ordinateur. So now, first one was a person, this one is a thing. So we have to avoid saying ordinateur, ordinateur again, we have to use the relative pronoun qui, because ordinateur here is acting as the subject of the second sentence. So therefore, that ordinateur, cet ordinateur, will be eliminated and replaced with qui. Exactly. J'achète un ordinateur qui a un écran tactile. I think that's quite easy. Let's look at the third example. Je parle à une personne. Cette personne vient de Paris. Personne, personne. Personne ici est un sujet. Donc, on remplace personne avec un pronom relatif qui. Donc, ça devient je parle à une personne qui vient de Paris. Ça va? All right, see? Donc, si ça va aller, we go to the next relative pronoun. Que. I hope you understood qui. I think that was quite well explained. So let's go to que. Que remplace un complément d'objet direct. This is it. If you don't know a direct object complement, you may have a hard time understanding this. If you don't know a direct object complement, you may have a hard time understanding this. If maybe you know it or it's not so clear, maybe while I'm explaining this, you would understand it better. You will get to understand COD better. But if you don't know it, you may have a hard time understanding it. So if you go through this and you don't understand, maybe you need to go look at COD, direct object complement, either in English or French, whichever way you would understand it. They work the same way in English and in French. OK, que remplace un complément d'objet direct? Il s'apostrophe quand il se place devant une voyelle ou un H muet. Okay, so it's only code that looks like this. Qui can never look like this. You will not say QU because it's qui est. If they say qui est or qui a, okay, that one say qui a. Nous avons un ami qui a une maison secondaire en Espagne. You now say the verb a and qui, vowel, qui a. Qui does not do that. Qui does not take apostrophe. No, it's code that does that. It's code that we will remove the E and put an apostrophe and we now do quel, kill, okay? Quand. So it's que that does that. Qui doesn't do it, okay? Don't get it mixed up. So que replaces a direct object complement. What is a direct object complement? A direct object complement is actually the object of a sentence. There are two types of objects of a sentence. You could have a direct object, you could have an indirect. This one is replacing direct, not indirect, okay? This is replacing direct. And direct object, how do you know a direct complement is direct? You will find it immediately after the verb without a preposition linking, without a helping preposition. Indirect, you always have a helping preposition that's helping complete the sentence. Sorry, if you need more explanation, please, you can check COD, or maybe someday I could do a video on COD and COI and share to you guys. Okay. So remplacer un objet. Okay, wait. So you would find the object of the sentence coming immediately after the verb without a preposition helping it to complete its meaning. Okay, so let's look at this. Ludivine a écrit un message. Elle regrette, so that's the first sentence, a écrit un message. Elle regrette d'avoir envoyé ce message. Elle regrette d'avoir envoyé ce message. So if you look after this, elle regrette d'avoir envoyé, we have ce message. There is no preposition here linking envoyer to a ce message. There's no preposition. So this is a direct object from direct is direct. Okay. So here we can to put this, so you have here message in the first sentence is an object. In the second sentence, also an object. COD. So now to avoid this kind of repetition, what's going to happen? We have to bring in the relative pronoun que to help us remove one of the word message. Okay, so Ludivine a écrit un message. This que here is ce message. So now it comes in front of the subject of the sentence. It now comes before the subject. That's what happens, huh? Que now comes before the subject of the sentence. So the sentence will just end after the verb because the object is before the subject. The COD is now before the subject, so it's going to end after the verb. Quel regrette d'avoir envoyé. Que here is message. Did you get that? Let's look at the second one. La personne est grande. Je vois cette personne. La personne est grande, je vois cette personne. So this is the one we're replacing. Cette personne. Cette personne. Okay? And cette personne. Okay. That's what we're replacing. So, la personne que je vois est grande. Personne came before je vois. It came before the subject. Subject. You have subject here, and you have the. Okay, la personne que je vois est grande. Est grande is for la personne est grande. Je vois, you bring out the que from here. This way, it becomes cette personne. Did you get it? Okay, so next one, cet ordinateur a un écran tactile. J'ai acheté un ordinateur. Cet ordinateur a un écran tactile. J'ai acheté un ordinateur. Okay, so here is the COD. Un ordinateur. J'ai acheté un ordinateur. So let's form a complex sentence with that. So it's going to simply be l'ordinateur que j'ai acheté a un écran tactile. L'ordinateur que j'ai acheté a un écran tactile. The laptop that I bought, yeah, c'est ça. Okay. All right. So one thing you should take note of is this. Key is the subject. So whenever you find key, you cannot find any other. Look, after key, the next thing you have must be the verb. After key, you will have the verb. You cannot have key and come and have je, or have il, or have elle. No, impossible. Because key is a subject. So therefore, after key, so in case you're giving something, they say, oh, fill in the blank spaces with key. It's very easy. Don't waste your time. Anywhere you find a blank space and the next word you have is a verb, it's key. And anywhere you have a blank space and the next word you have is a subject, like je, tu, il, elle, is que. Did you get that? Okay, so that's it. So let's go to the next one. Où. Où remplace un complément de lieu ou de temps. Ou de temps. All right, let's look at this. A comment of place or time. J'habite dans une ville. Ville. Cette ville est très petite. Ville. Ville. Repeated twice. So now we have to, so don't go and say, oh, because the ville came here, oh, so it's going to be key. No, cette ville is not. It has to be, or you can't say, la ville qui j'habite. You can't even say that. It's not right. Où j'habite, la ville où j'habite est très petite. OK? La ville où j'habite est très petite. OK? So c'est comme ça. The place or time. Il y a un monument magnifique dans une ville. Marie a vécu dans cette ville. Il y a un monument magnifique dans une ville. Marie a vécu dans cette ville. So here, ville is repeated twice and is a place. So it cannot be qui, it cannot be que. It has to be où. It has to be où. So, il y a un monument magnifique dans la ville où Marie a vécu. So you have la ville here and you have où. Same, la ville où. Okay? Okay, so like I said, the first thing you have to notice is the time. Is the repetition first, then repetition of what? Time. Repetition of what? Time. So then you will know, okay, où should be used here. Donc, so what are we having here? Je suis allée à la bibliothèque le jour où il y avait une conférence de mathématiques. Okay, so that's it. So let's go to the last one. Okay. Donc, remplace un complément généralement introduit par la préposition de. Donc, dessine des personnes, des animaux et des choses et remplace la construction de plus non. I think that's quite easy. So it's this replaces indirect complement, or indirect complement. So indirect complement that has the construction de plus noun. De plus noun. That's what don't replaces. So there are some verbs that in their formation you have do. For example, some verbs, some expressions like you have avoir envie de. Parler de. Rêver de. There are a lot of them. So, s'occuper de. There's a lot of them. So those verbs, when you have to link them together to make, when you have two sentences to put them together to have a complex one, you are not going to use que. You're going to be using don't, because it has the construction do plus now. It has that construction of do. That preposition do will always be there. Let's go. Nous avons enfin fait le voyage. Nous rêvions de ce voyage depuis longtemps. Nous avons enfin fait le voyage. Nous rêvions de ce voyage depuis longtemps. So this verb is rêver de. That is this construction, rêver de. Rêver de quoi? Rêver de quelque chose. So here you have de ce voyage. That is the expression. So it has to be replaced with them. So, of course, it will come before the subject, as usual. Nous avons enfin fait le voyage. Donc, nous rêvions depuis longtemps. So, de ce voyage will have to disappear from the sentence because it has been replaced with donc and they're in front. Did you get that? Let's look at this one. Je parle d'un ami. Cet ami est sympa. D'un ami. De un ami. OK? L'ami dont je parle est sympa. L'ami dont je parle est sympa. So that verb parler, the verb parler is a very wonderful verb. It could be, it could use COD, it could use COI, it could use a, it could use do. Je parle à, je parle de, je parle, then you have COD there. So yeah, parler is a very versatile verb. OK, cette dame travaille à la mairie. Le mari de cette dame, ici de cette dame est instituteur. OK. La dame dont le mari est instituteur travaille à la mairie. Did you see that? Do. The construction do plus noun. That's it. Cette personne peint d'une manière. Cette manière est intéressante. D'une manière. Deux plus non. Deux plus non. La manière dont la personne peint est intéressante. Okay, so that's it. I hope you've been able to follow through and yeah, you've been able to understand how to use this four relative pronouns in French. However, I'm going to leave some exercises there for you to just try out on your own to try. I will be glad to see what you're able to do. Okay, so wishing you the best. So I think there's a recap here. All right, so key replaces a subject, don't forget. And it could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be an animal. Q replaces a COD, not just any kind of object, but a direct object complement. And it becomes QU apostrophe when it's found in front of a vowel or a mute H. Okay, ooh, replaces a complement of place and time. All right, so I didn't put down here. All right, we just did done, so maybe that's why I didn't put it. So I think that's it. So we've come to the end of this class. So wishing you the best in your French learning and wishing you the best on. Don't hesitate to reach out to me whenever you have any issues. I'm always here. Merci beaucoup. Donc, au revoir. Bye.